think the way that we work in this state, it sets us up for failure that way. I don't know. Maybe because it's temporary. Because all of our jobs now are temporary. If you work for the government, it's a temp job. You can work seasonally as this, or seasonally as that, or you can work seasonally as a teacher. But it's not a matter of either firing without cause or giving any cause. It's just, we're just not picking up your contract. So
it's an issue of workers have been attacked and attacked and attacked, and they're getting driven further and further back, and now they're in a really tough spot.
Yeah, I think that most people who have a job in Utah are in a really tough spot.
Well, if I may, it's worth noting the greatest increase in union organization in the history of the United States occurred during the Great Depression. Yeah, in a certain sense, right, economic downturn does push us away in the sense that if you just focus on your own interests, yeah, you know what, it's very easy to do, to focus on your own interests when you're living, you know, hand to mouth. But here's the thing, is also one, I hesitate to say good thing about it, but one sort of good thing about an economic downturn is it helps workers realize that alone, there's absolutely no way that they're going to make it. And actually, I mean, if you're interested, the RSU has an AFCA committee, the Employee Free Choice Act committee. It was made to publicize the Employee Free Choice Act. Unfortunately, Barack Obama won and is a liar and didn't push through the Employee Free Choice Act. But we also coordinate with other union stuff. And so, you know.
How many unions do you know of that are successful in Utah? This has been a hot button issue for me because they fail here. Where they succeed in other places, they fail here.
At least for me, the reason why unions fail is there's varied and they're contingent. The teachers union, the general teachers union that does education, has a relatively strong position here, the NEA. They have an NEA day, right? The kids love it, but every single elementary school student, right? Everyone here knows about NEA day. You got it off.
Yeah, it was UEA.
Oh, UEA, sorry. The NEA is the national league of it. And they have a lot of power, relatively speaking, in the union.
But they're not, the Utah Educators Association, they're not a union. They're not a union. They're still part of, like, the public educational system that's...
Yeah, here's the thing. My mother was an educator. Every teacher at her school belonged to the union. Every teacher at her school paid union dues. My father works as a refinery worker. He's part of the United Steelworkers of America. Their union works really good. He has a hard job at a refinery. It's 12-hour shifts, and it's swing.
Ask people at Geneva Steel how well their unions work. I'm sorry, when Bush lifted the steel tariffs on China, we lost everything. Yeah, we lost everything.
Yeah.
And all of our unions that were strong steelworker unions crumbled in the face of economic downturn.
But also, which of those unions ever fought for any workers besides the ones that were in theirs? None. I mean, this is the thing. If you have a union that fights for a union program cannot be I've got mine, Jack. And that's what I mean. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping in here. Correct me at any time. But at least since the 50s, unions have taken more and more a stronger position, which is I've got mine, Jack, and I don't care. When was the last time that you saw a union rep out-organizing a workplace? Now, this is not to say that unions are bad as such, but what we need new unions that are strong, militant, and willing to organize. I mean, this I think was his entire point.
Look at what happened right across the street at Walmart, though. Look at what happened right across the street at Walmart. They whispered the word union, and employees were fired overnight. I mean, hundreds of employees were fired overnight. And guess what? They had those spots filled the next day.
Here's the thing. then every single one of those employees should have taken it to the National Labor Relations Board, and they should have taken it to the Department of Workforce Services.
That's not why they told them they were fired, though. They were like,
It
you
doesn't-
had this many tardies, and your hair color doesn't fit with our dress code policy, and
Yeah, here's the
If
thing.
you have a sweeping purge of Walmart employees like that, it seems pretty evident that something happened
Yeah,
pretty drastic.
I was fired from a gas station for not loving my job anymore. This is why they fired me. Yeah, they said, I'm not in it, and I'm just phoning it in. I was just at the gas station for the money, you know, my passion was gone. Here's the thing. I took that to the Department of Workforce Services, and the fact that they were closing down other gas stations, and I, because I had been there the longest, was one of the most highest paid employees. I brought this, and I won, and they paid unemployment, because as a matter of fact, they can't just get away with everything they want.
but now private firms are fighting unemployment. Private firms are getting into the fight, and they are fighting people's unemployment claims.
Yeah, they do fight it, which is why you need to fight back. All the places that I filed for unemployment, yeah, they fought it. They said they terminated me with just cause. You know who didn't think so? The adjudicator. And that's the thing, is you need to fight. You need to not just sigh and go, oh, well, there's no way I can win. I mean, this is a huge, Petroleum Wholesalers is a huge corporation.
I know you're looking at me and thinking that this is something that I would do, just roll over, because I am hesitant to say that unions work in Utah, but I actually have fought more than one unemployment claim and lost.
Yeah, you don't win every fight.
This is the very essence of cost struggle, though. At least it seems to me,
Right.
at least here, and what we have right now, is, again, fights over jobs, better working conditions, and when that doesn't happen, again, Walmart purges a good portion of the employees.
And the reality is, you're not going to win every struggle. You know, I think Rosa Luxemburg said the workers will lose almost every fight except for the last one. But the reality is that like a defeatist approach isn't going to win either. If you have a different proposal as to another way to change things immediately, I'd be happy to hear it. But the only answer I can think of
I can't think of anything that's
is
nonviolent.
is that you have to take the risk and struggle to fight. And if you don't want to do that, it's fine. I mean, not everybody has to do that. But
I don't like that, though. I don't like that. What happens is I become invalidated as you're not willing to fight hard enough. You're not willing to give up enough.